We had shown in the last episode that Han Yen had called Xiao Feng. We learned that Han Yen is fairy of the Cold Moon sect, cold and proud like snow. She is the most eye-catching female cultivator in the cultivation world. We see that countless men fell in love with her at first sight. A man suddenly says to Han Yen, "Fairy, I am." As soon as he says to Han Yen frees him. We learn that all these years even her real name is not known by many. Now we come to the present. And we see Han Yen asking Xiao Feng, "How did you know my name?" Xiao Feng reply, "Han Yen, I know this sound unbelievable, but you have to trust me. I came back from the future and the reason I know your name is because I'm your husband." Han Yen angrily says, "I'll give you one more chance, tell me truth." Xiao Feng beats his head on the ground and thinks, "Damn. I'm going to die. She always like this when she gets angry." Xiao Feng scared says, "My wife, I'm not lying to you, by th way." Xiao Feng suddenly changed his mood and says, "Your favorite fruit is banana. You are most afraid of snakes, you were bitten by a dog when you were a mortal, and also, your nickname is Yen Yen, it was given by a fortune teller that your father hired." Han Yen angrily stand up and says, "Shut up." Yen Yen grabs Xiao Feng's throat with her magical power. Xiao Feng's condition was worsening and he was coughing. Han Yen says, "You have investigated me so deep, you must be a spy that's sent by the demon sect. Tell me, who are you?" Xiao Feng says, I'm telling the truth. You have a congenital cold ice vein. You practice the ice heart technique, not T9 scrolls of heaven that the heaven sect teaches. Han Yen thought my main cultivation technique, only my master and I know about it. How did it leak out? Could it be my master? I didn't expect that you could even find this kind of secret. It seems I have to kill you first, and then search your mind for information. Han Yen was going to kill Xiao Feng. Xiao Feng got scared and said, "You have a tear-shaped red birthmark on your inner thigh." Xiao Feng falls and says, this it can't be that this is also information that a spy can see, right? Xiao Feng sees Han Yen feeling shy. And says, you, what else do you know? Xiao Feng reply, "I also know that you have a mark of an ice lotus on your right chest. It is formed by the ice heart technique that you practice. This technique was taught to you by your master, it is actually a furnace technique. If you lose your virginity while practicing this technique, your power will all be transferred to another person. Fortunately, you later discovered your master's plot. So you managed to secretly kill him, and covered it up as an accident, fooling everyone. This is how you became the current palace master of the Snow Palace M, the fairy of the cold moon. And also my wife, Lu Han Yen." Han Yen surprised fall down. And says, "These things, unless I said them myself, no one else could possibly know. You said you came from the future." "The future me?" Han Yen asked. "What happened to us?" Xiao Feng reply. "The future is a chaotic era that has never been seen in 1,000 years. Starting now 50 years later, a new war between the righteous and the evil begins, and the divine land will be in flames. The four of the heaven sect are destroyed, the red sky sect betrays and joins the demon sect, the Luo book D equals sect is in name only, the two divine monks of the no from temples pass away. And I was framed by a traitor of the heaven sect and fled the world with the name of a master killer, but by a twist of a master you and became your partner. After that we decided to retire together. And not care about worldly affairs, but we met. Enemies at our door. After that I died with the enemy, I thought that I would never see you again, but I never expected, when I opened my eyes again, I was baked to the time when you saved me." Xiao Feng graved Han Yen hands and says, "Romantic way Han Yen, seeing you again, is so good." Han Yen feel shy. The scene shifted, we see two women talk about Xiao Feng. First woman says, "I wonder what business does sect master have with him." Second woman says, "Probably just some questions, we don't need to intervene. It's not like you don't know our sect master's attitude towards men." First woman says, "Yes. And a mortal at that." We see Xiao Feng was writing something. Han Yen stand back. Han Yen asked Xiao Feng, "Is this the improved technique you spoke of?" Xiao Feng reply, "Yes, this is improved frozen heart chant, we spent 3 years on." Han Yen come closer to Xiao Feng and says, "Most of the path of Viens is only possessed by those with freezing veins, not something a normal person can practice." Xiao Feng become red and says, "Yes. You are smart, my wife, this technique is tailor-made especially for you. Not only is it more powerful, it is no longer a dual cultivation technique. With it, our lives as husband and wives back then wouldn't let you break your cultivation. Han Yen's surprised and says, what are you taking about, who's your wife? Even if you are from the future, who's to say that Han Luyan will be the same person as I am? Han Yen make a cute face and says yes. Maybe that's just me from another world, we are not the same person. You came from with the parallel world concept, you got a big brain over there. Xiaofeng reply, you have a point, maybe you are not my wife. I prepared this improved technique for my wife, I cannot give it to others. Han Yen make cute face says you. Xiaofeng asked, what the matter, Miss Lu? Could it be that you want to forcefully take away my token of love to my wife? Han Yen angrily, who wants it anyway, I'll come up with it myself. Xiaofeng says, I am joking, it's not like I can't give it to you. I will give you this technique. But you have to take me as your direct disciple, how's that? Han Yen surprised and says, how is that possible? Everyone in the Fei Shui court are women, how can I let you entry? Xiaofeng says, so there's no room for negotiation? Fine. I will not disturb the palace master any further. I will leave now, and we will have nothing to do with each other from here on out. Han Yen says, stop right there. I can let you enter my court. But you cannot do anything that goes against the way of justice. Or I will not forgive you. Right. And Han Yen shy, you cannot tell other about our relationship. Xiaofeng deal. Han Yen asked, then what do you need to do now? Xiaofeng reply, I will write out the technique. The scene shifted, we see people say wow. Is that the place where the cultivators live in? Han Yen says to people, this is our Wentian sect. Those who get chosen as disciples are people suitable for our sect. Before joining the sect, all of you need to participate in spiritual test to confirm the talent of your spiritual roots. It will be up to opportunity to know which palace you will enter afterwards. The man we seen in our last episode says, where did Xiaofeng go? Xiaofeng suddenly come in front of man and says, yo, what you looking for? That man angrily asked, where did you go? I didn't see you for the entire trip. Xiaofeng reply, just making an apology to a lady. That man says slowly, Xiaofeng, other than the two of us joining midway, the other mortals here are all disciples taken in by cultivation. They have extremely high talent in cultivation. That man says if our spiritual root isn't good, we'll probably be thrown out. Xiaofeng says, don't worry. Other than the talent, cultivation also requires opportunity, maybe you will have some luck. That man smile and says, you have a point. I will do my best. Xiaofeng says in his mind, of course you will have an opportunity, kid. Who would have imagined that you are the most talented disciples in this batch? Much more powerful than I was. But, this time, I made preparation beforehand. Let's go and measure our spiritual power.